The rise of Cleopatra. Born in 69 BCE as the daughter of Pharaoh Ptolemy XII Auletes, Cleopatra was a member of the Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt for centuries. She was raised in the royal court in Alexandria and received a top-notch education. Cleopatra was fluent in multiple languages, including Greek, Egyptian, and Latin, which would later prove valuable in her political dealings as Queen of Egypt. In 51 BCE, Cleopatra ascended to the throne as co-ruler with her father, Ptolemy XII. This marked the beginning of her political career and her journey to becoming one of the most famous and powerful queens in history. Cleopatra formed strategic alliances with powerful Roman leaders, including Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, to strengthen her position as ruler of Egypt. She used her charm and intelligence to build relationships with key figures in the Roman Empire, securing her place on the throne and protecting her kingdom from external threats. Cleopatra's political maneuvering allowed her to maintain her authority and influence in a complex and volatile political landscape. In the chapter The Rise of Cleopatra in the biography Queen of Kings, one of the most pivotal events in Cleopatra's life was her strategic alliance with Julius Caesar. Cleopatra solidified this alliance through a personal relationship with the powerful Roman leader. Their connection not only allowed Cleopatra to maintain her throne in Egypt but also gave her access to the resources and support of the Roman Empire. This alliance proved to be crucial in Cleopatra's reign and solidified her position as a formidable and influential ruler in the ancient world. After being forced into exile by her brother Ptolemy XIII, Cleopatra sought the support of Julius Caesar, a powerful Roman general. With his assistance, Cleopatra was able to regain her throne and once again become Queen of Egypt. This marked the beginning of her rise to power and solidified her position as a fearless and charismatic leader. Cleopatra's reign and relationships. Cleopatra formed a strategic alliance with Julius Caesar, the influential Roman general and statesman, in order to solidify her power in Egypt and protect it from external threats. Their relationship not only helped Cleopatra secure her position as ruler of Egypt but also provided her with valuable resources and support in her conflicts with her adversaries. With Caesar's backing, Cleopatra was able to fend off challenges to her throne and maintain stability in the region. The alliance between Cleopatra and Julius Caesar was a key factor in her successful reign as Queen of Egypt. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, Cleopatra returned to Egypt, where she solidified her position as queen once more. She navigated the political landscape by aligning herself with Mark Antony, leading to a tumultuous relationship that would ultimately shape the fate of her kingdom. Cleopatra's involvement with Antony would bring about both triumphs and tragedies, leaving a lasting impact on her legacy as the last pharaoh of Egypt. Cleopatra's alliance with Mark Antony was both romantic and political. Their relationship began during Antony's visit to Egypt in 41 BC, where they famously met for the first time. Cleopatra used her charm and intelligence to captivate Antony, leading to a passionate love affair and a powerful political alliance. Together, they had 3 children and solidified their bond by ruling the Eastern Roman Empire as equals. Their partnership was crucial in their fight against Octavian, but ultimately, their defeat at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC marked the end of their reign and ultimately, their lives. During her reign, Cleopatra was bestowed with generous donations of territories by her lover, Mark Antony. Antony declared Cleopatra and her son rulers of various regions, solidifying their power and influence in the Roman Empire. These donations helped Cleopatra maintain her position as Queen of Egypt and solidify her legacy as one of the most powerful female rulers in history. After Antony's actions and relationship with Cleopatra became known in Rome, he faced a political rift with the Roman government. The combination of Antony declaring Cleopatra's son Caesar as the rightful heir of Julius Caesar and his decision to live openly with Cleopatra in Alexandria led to increased tension between Antony and his fellow Roman officials. This rift ultimately paved the way for Octavian, later Augustus, to gather support against Antony, leading to the famous Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Antony's fallout with Rome marked a turning point in Cleopatra's reign as political alliances shifted and ultimately led to the demise of both Antony and Cleopatra. Cleopatra's final years and legacy. In 31 BCE, Cleopatra and her lover Mark Antony faced defeat at the Battle of Actium against Octavian's forces. This pivotal battle marked the end of their rule in Egypt and ultimately led to their downfall. Despite their best efforts, Cleopatra and Antony were unable to overcome Octavian's superior military strategy and were forced to retreat. This defeat would ultimately seal Cleopatra's fate and the end of her reign as the last pharaoh of Egypt. After their defeat at the Battle of Actium, Cleopatra and Antony fled back to Egypt in despair. The once powerful couple found themselves isolated and facing the inevitable conquest by Octavian and his forces. Cleopatra knew that her time as queen was coming to an end, but she was determined to do whatever she could to protect her kingdom and her children. The death of Mark Antony. Antony, devastated by his defeat in the Battle of Actium and the loss of his beloved Cleopatra, attempted to negotiate with Octavian to secure his safety. However, Octavian refused to show mercy and Antony realized that all hope was lost. Consumed by despair, he decided to take his own life. With his loyal servant by his side, Antony took his life by falling on his own sword. This tragic event marked the end of an era and the final chapter in the tumultuous love story of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. In 30 BCE, Cleopatra famously ended her life, reportedly by allowing a venomous snake to bite her. This tragic event marked the end of the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt and solidified her legacy as a powerful and enigmatic queen. Cleopatra's death came shortly after the defeat of her forces by the Roman general Octavian, leading to the annexation of Egypt as a province of the Roman Empire. Her decision to take her own life rather than surrender to Octavian demonstrated her strong will and determination to maintain her dignity and independence until the very end. Cleopatra's suicide has been immortalized in art, literature, and popular culture, cementing her status as one of history's most intriguing and enigmatic figures. During her reign, Cleopatra's intelligence, charm, and political skill left a profound impact on history. She was fluent in multiple languages and utilized her intellect to engage in complex diplomatic negotiations with Rome to protect her kingdom. Cleopatra's legendary charm and beauty allowed her to manipulate powerful men, such as Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, to further her political ambitions. Despite facing numerous challenges, Cleopatra proved to be a resilient and cunning ruler, ultimately leaving a lasting legacy as one of the most prominent and powerful women in ancient history.